What's happening, guys? Welcome to Super Sick Media. Yesterday, Nintendo had their Nintendo Direct, but this was a very special one. It was the Super Smash Bros. Direct, and it was just 39 minutes of talking about Smash Bros. Of the Wii U and the 3DS. What really surprised me was that the 3DS version of Super Smash Bros. Will actually be coming out before the Wii U version. The 3DS version is going to come out in the summer, so within the next few months, while the Wii U version is targeted for the winter season of 2014. I thought that they would be coming out at the same time, and this is kind of disappointing, but for people who have 3DSs, I have fun. I really was hoping that the Wii U version would at least be targeted for the fall, but they said winter, so probably around December, January, sometime around there we'll be seeing this game. It talks about a lot of things in this video. On the stages, apparently there's going to be these mid-level bosses or bosses that show up on the stage, and you can take them out. And when you destroy the last person to destroy each boss or the boss of the stage, it explodes and becomes an attack for the last player to hit or do damage to the boss, and you can hit all the other players into it and cause massive damage that way. So that looks pretty interesting. And they also are bringing in Master Pokeballs, so you're gonna see very rare Pokemon and very powerful Pokemon and some weird assist trophies as well. They showed Palm. That was weird, okay? As far as characters go, they're doing a little change up. See, with characters like Zelda and Samus, where you could change your suit mid-level. For example, Samus, when you used her final smash, her suit broke down and she was in her Zero suit form. Well, in this game, that doesn't happen. The Power Suit Samus and the Zero Suit Samus are completely separate characters, and they've kind of done things to each character to balance them out, and they made Zero Suit Samus have a little bit more power and be a little bit more capable on her own. And with Zelda, they replaced her down special ability with this Knight thing. I forgot what the official name was called. And it's an attack that can be used to defend. It can be reversed just like any other attack. And Sheik is a completely separate playable character, so you won't be able to transform mid-game. So you'll be able to focus on that specific skill set for the entire match. You won't have to worry about trying to remember how each character plays out, because these characters are completely different play styles are associated with them. So it can be an advantage or a disadvantage. I'm pretty sure people will get used to it. It's probably better this way anyway. As far as the stages go, there's going to be a lot of returning stages that they've kind of redone. But the stages for the Wii U version and the stages for the 3DS version are for the most part completely different. And if you do see stages that are in both versions of the game, the designs will be different. So even for something like Final Destination, it's going to look slightly different in the Wii U version than it does in the 3DS version. For the 3DS version, the stages are going to have 2 tracks associated with each stage, like in Melee. And for the Wii U version, you'll be able to pick which song you want to play on the map, just like in Brawl. So that's a nice feature that they're carrying over to the new game. They're gonna have 2 game modes for multiplayer. One is the For Fun mode, and the other is the For Glory mode. The For Fun mode is going to randomly select stages from the pool of stages, except for the Final Destination stage, and just put you on it and you start playing. And there's going to be items, all the wacky stuff, assist trophies, everything. In the For Glory mode, none of that is present, and you only play on Final Destination with the pool of 4 players, and it keeps track of your wins and losses. So it's completely based on the player whether you win or lose, and it keeps track of your wins and losses. Unlike in the For Fun mode, where it only keeps track of your wins. There's no ranking system, but what it does is it scores you. So if you score 300,312, then you are ahead of 300,311 other players. That's how it scores you. So you can just say how many people you've surpassed, but you never see how many people are ahead of you. So that's kind of interesting, and it's, I guess, sort of a way to make it a more friendly environment. They're also going to have a system that kind of keeps track of who are the good players, who are the bad players. It's going to rank you, or it's going to keep track of skill, and it's going to match you with players of similar skill. And it's also going to keep track of people who abuse the system, who repeatedly target other players just relentlessly for no good reason, people who repeatedly self-destruct, people who are just overall bad sports, and it'll keep track of that and suspend you and even ban you from the game for a certain amount of time. And depending on how many of the offenses you commit and how often you commit them, determines how long your suspension will last, and it can even end up in banishment. You will no longer be anonymous during online gaming sessions, so it's going to use your associated player account or whatever it's called on the Wii U. I don't have one yet, but this game is enough to really make me want a Wii U, to be honest. And this looks really exciting. This was the only reason that I wanted a Wii, was just so I could play Super Smash Bros. Brawl. And now that this new one's coming out, it's rather exciting. One other thing they mentioned was that overall the game runs at 60 frames per second, but certain elements like the assist trophies run at 30 frames. So it doesn't interrupt the actual gameplay. Some of the things might look a little different because it's running at a lower frame rate, but as far as the overall arcing experience goes, it's going to be smooth. 60 frames, they'll probably be fast, and we'll get that melee feel again. One last thing I want to mention was they talked about custom skill sets, and you'll be able to, I guess, map certain skill sets to each character, but this feature is only available when you're playing local multiplayer or when you're playing like a private match or with friends online, but never when you're playing with strangers online. You have to use the standard default skill sets with each character to kind of balance that out. But this sounds really interesting, adding a level of customization to the game that never has been there before. Now this is really exciting. This makes me want a Wii just to play this game. How about you? Let me know, are you excited for this game? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you liked the video, if you're informed at all, don't forget to hit the like button. Also, follow me on Twitter so I can keep you up to date when I'm uploading. And also, if you haven't already, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay super, guys. Bye.